there. If today's joke made you smile, why not subscribe? Subscribing is free and helps keep the fun coming. I'd be delighted to have you as a friend.
3 blondes were all applying for the last available position on the Texas Highway Patrol. The detective conducting the interview looked at the 3 of them and said, "So y'all want to be cops, huh?" The blondes all nodded. The detective got up, opened a file drawer and pulled out a folder. Sitting back down, he opened it and pulled out a picture and said, "To be a detective, you have to be able to detect. You must be able to notice things such as distinguishing features and oddities, such as scars and so forth." So saying, he stuck the photo in the face of the first blonde and withdrew it after about 2 seconds. "Now," he said, "did you notice any distinguishing features about this man?" The blonde immediately said, "Yes, I did. He has only one eye." The detective shook his head and said, "Of course he has only one eye in this picture. It's a profile of his face. You're dismissed." The first blonde hung her head and walked out of the office. The detective then turned to the second blonde, stuck the photo in her face for 2 seconds, pulled it back, and said, "What about you? Notice anything unusual or outstanding about this man?" "Yes. He only has one ear." The detective put his head in his hands and exclaimed, "Didn't you hear what I just told the other lady? This is a profile of the man's face. Of course you can only see one ear. You're excused too." The second blonde sheepishly walked out of the office. The detective turned his attention to the third and last blonde and said, "This is probably a waste of time, but—" He flashed the photo in her face for a couple of seconds and withdrew it, saying, "All right, did you notice anything distinguishing or unusual about this man?" The blonde said, "I sure did. This man wears contact lenses." The detective frowned, took another look at the picture, and began looking at some of the papers in the folder. He looked up at the blonde with a puzzled expression and said, "You're absolutely right. His bio says he wears contact lenses. How could you have possibly known?" The blonde rolled her eyes and said, "Well, hello. With only one eye and one ear, he certainly can't wear glasses."